Nissan unveiled a new, more powerful version of its Leaf electric car Tuesday that will compete more directly against cars like the Chevrolet Bolt EV and, eventually, the base version of the Tesla Model 3. While a major selling point for the Leaf has been its relatively low price, at thousands of dollars less than the Bolt EV, it also offered less power and driving range. The new Nissan Leaf Plus will be closer to the Bolt EV in range and, presumably, in price. The final price of the car will be announced later. The Nissan Leaf Plus can go 226 miles on a single charge, which is much closer to the Chevrolet Bolt EV's range. It can also go faster and accelerate more quickly than the base model Nissan Leaf. Its price will probably be considerably closer to the $36,000 starting price of the Bolt EV. The Tesla Model 3 has a theoretical starting price of about $35,000 for a version with a range similar to that of the Leaf Plus, but Tesla has not yet started producing that entry-level car. The $30,000 base Nissan Leaf will still be available for customers who want to spend less and who are just fine with going 150 miles between charges. That is, after all, much farther than the average person drives on a typical day. But the new Leaf Plus will allow Nissan to attract those customers willing to pay for a little more performance and less worry about range. In addition to a more energy-dense battery pack, the Leaf Plus also has a more powerful electric motor producing up to 160 kilowatts, or 215 horsepower, compared to 110 kilowatts in the base model. Accelerating from 50 to 75 miles an hour can be done 13% more quickly, according to Nissan, and the top speed is also increased from 90 miles an hour to 100. The battery pack is almost the same size as the one used in the base model Nissan Leaf. Like the base Leaf, it will be available with Nissan's ProPilot Assist system, which combines adaptive cruise control, in which radar is used to maintain a safe following distance behind other cars on the highway, and a lane-keeping assistance system. Like many other electric cars, including the base Leaf, it will also be drivable with just the accelerator pedal alone most of the time, with the brake pedal needed only for emergency stops. The Nissan Leaf Plus will be available in Japan this month, and in the United States and Europe later this year.
Subaru released a second teaser image of the upcoming WRX STI 209, which is set to debut at the Detroit Auto Show on January 14. This will mark the first time Subaru will offer one of its S20X special editions outside of its home market in Japan, and will most likely be marketed as the swan song of the current generation. The new Subaru WRX STI S209 will be offered in limited numbers, although the Japanese company hasn't revealed yet the exact number of cars. The new teaser image confirms some of the changes we noticed on Subaru's video teaser last December over the standard STI. These include a revised aero agenda that features a proper big rear wing that's probably lifted from the Type RA, as well as a pair of dive planes on the sides of the front bumper. Subaru's last special STI model, the Japan-exclusive S208, was powered by a turbocharged 2.0-liter flat-four with 325 horsepower. In the US, however, the STI is bound to the 2.5-liter boxer engine, which makes 305 horsepower as standard and 310 horsepower in the Type RA. We hope that the S209 will add a few more ponies into the mix in order for the current generation Scooty to go out with a bang.
If you ask any Subaru owner how many Subarus they have owned, most likely they will say they have owned is more than 3, and that they will buy another one. Subaru's only recent disappointment was the Tribeca, a three-row SUV that was discontinued in 2014 due to poor sales. But now, after a 4-year hiatus from selling a full-size SUV, Subaru is back with a new Ascent, and it is shaping up to be a bestseller. The exterior design is conservative, but you can easily tell it is a Subaru as it looks like a combination of the line's wagon model, the Outback, and its crossover, the Forester. This means that, even in the larger size of the SUV, visibility is phenomenal. Inside, it is a good blend of function and form, meaning that every button and switch is where you would expect, and it all looks and feels great to touch and use. Even getting to the third row of seats is an easy task. Storage in the back is limited to 17.8 cubic feet with the seat up and extends to 86.5 cubic feet with the seats folded down. The practicality goes on from there with standard all-wheel drive on every model and an 8,500-pound towing capacity. For those drivers who might be worried how the turbocharger will function when towing that much weight, fret not. The boost pressure is limited to just 12 psi, down from the stock 22 psi, in order to keep stress off the turbo when towing. The engine for the 2019 Subaru Ascent is a new 2.4-liter turbocharged flat four-cylinder that produces 260 horsepower and 277 pounds of torque. With fuel efficiency, an important factor when designing the car, even the constantly variable transmission is tuned and tweaked to get the best mileage possible. And although 21 mpg in the city and 27 highway may not seem all that impressive, that rating is nonetheless rather decent with the always-on AWD. In addition, with its almost 20-gallon tank, you can cruise 500 miles before needing to fill up. Driving the Ascent feels like any other small Subaru, safe and responsive. The steering feels light and is not vague. The Subaru EyeSight system is one of the highest-rated safety systems and can do more than a traditional system using just sensors in the bumpers. EyeSight works using 2 cameras on either side of the rear-view mirror and tracks everything from automatic cruise control to forward collision warning and braking, as well as effectively keeping you in your lane. Starting at $32,000 for the base trim and topping out at $44,695 for the touring trim, the Ascent is very well priced for what you get. Not only will it get you where you're going, but it also will get you back, no matter the road, comfortably, safely, and with a smile.
Last month, Subaru began teasing a special edition WRX STI that planned to reveal at this year's Detroit Auto Show. We later learned it would be called the S209, suggesting it would be the follow-up to last year's Japan-only S208. Now we have a better idea of what the S209 will look like thanks to a new teaser that Subaru posted on Instagram. As you can see, the S209 still basically looks like a regular STI. Considering it's just a special edition, though, we didn't expect any wild styling changes. But beyond grey paint and a Type RA Lightwing out back, the biggest difference you can see here is a wide body kit. Unfortunately, adjusting brightness and contrast settings with Photoshop didn't reveal any other important details. Assuming the S209 follows the same formula as the S208 did, expect Subaru to keep production extremely limited. But since it will be offered in the US, there's a chance we'll see a run of more than the 450 S208s Subaru built last year. It should also be more powerful than the regular 310 horsepower STI, although there's no telling how much more power the S209 will get. The S208 made 324 horsepower, which wasn't what we'd call a huge power increase. Still, if it's lighter and more fun to drive on the track, The S209 could end up being popular with Subaru enthusiasts who wanted more from their STI than the Type R provided. But since Subaru also announced a January 14th reveal, at least we know we only have to wait a week for more details.